Hello everyone, my name is Deborah. Welcome to Afro Swag Media and Magazine. Today I have a very special guest here. I will bring him to the camera so he can introduce himself. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Dr. Samuel.
Hi, Deborah.
Do you mind introducing yourself and telling us who you are?
Okay, so my name is Samuel Kwadwo Frimpong. In Ghana, Kwadwo is a Monday born. So we have names, local names that we give to either a male or a female based on the day that you are born. So once I said I'm Kwadwo, every Ghanaian will know the day that I was born, which is Monday. So my name is Samuel Kwadwo Frimpong. I'm a technical economic advisor at the Office of the President, but I work directly under the Vice President's Secretariat. I work under the Vice President. Before this appointment, I was a lecturer, economics lecturer at the University of Professional Studies, Accra, before I had this appointment. But I'm also executive director of Aliu Mahama Foundation, which is a foundation that was set up by the former Vice President of Ghana. He was the Vice President of Ghana for 8 years. Unfortunately, he's no more. So he's the late Vice President, Aliu Mahama. I was his special aide whilst he was the Vice President. So I decided to continue his legacy to run the foundation. So basically, that is what I do.
So you run the foundation full time?
Well, I am not full time because of the nature of my work at the presidency is so demanding. So I have an entire staff that run the foundation, but because I serve as executive director, even though I'm not directly involved in the day-to-day running of the foundation, but I also get involved. I give advice and I help in ensuring that the foundation is run effectively.
That's amazing. It seems like we have some guests here. Precious India, are they from the office of the Vice President? Can you hear me, Dr. Frimpong?
I can hear you now, but I lost you a bit.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right. So yeah, we were talking about your current appointment at the Office of the Vice President of Ghana. So tell me, last week, I believe tomorrow will be, or today will be a week that we had this historic event. And I'm sure you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
When the ACTA was handed to Ghana, the Secretariat actually was handed to Ghana. Tell me about it.
It's a great initiative by the African continent as a whole, something that most of us applaud and we are excited about. And Ghana, we are privileged to be the host country where the Secretariat is located. This trade between Africa and African continental trade is to help boost the trading activities among African countries. We have African Union, but most of the time it's basically administrative issues that are being discussed there. We discuss issues when there are countries that it happens that maybe there are coup d'etat, there are misunderstanding governance. Those are the times that you hear about African Union. But this time, African Union has decided to come together as a continent to see how best we can boost trading among our African countries. Other continents, they are into that. When you look at European Union, they trade among themselves. The statistics says that about 69% of trade is among the European Union. When you look at Asia, for instance, about 59%. But in Africa, only 4%. And that is quite disheartening. So some of us are very excited that African countries have come together to set up this AFTA so that together among the African countries, we'll be able to trade among ourselves, support our industries, support our factories, support our human resource, so that we'll be able to develop our own continent. The truth of the matter is that no other continent, no other country will come and develop Africa for us. We have to develop our own. And as we trade among ourselves, it gives us a bigger market, and that's what will help us also to grow economically. So that's the event that you witnessed, where our president, His Excellency Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, handed over the Secretariat officially to the AFTA to run. And we are excited as a country to be hosting AFTA Secretariat.
You know, like they said, it's all over the internet. It's everywhere. When talking about the Africa that we want, Ghana is making us proud.
Thank you.
I was so emotional, very emotional to witness that on Monday, actually Monday, August 17. I mean, I was there the whole time. I had tears in my eyes. It's so amazing. And also last weekend, actually, you were on the Trade with Africa Business Summit, right? And you share some of the strategies that Ghana is actually using that help Ghana be ahead of so many African countries. And some of them are shifting from agriculture, like agriculture of subsistence, to commercial agriculture. And some of them are the incentives that you guys have for those that want to go in manufacturing. Do you mind sharing a little bit more about those strategies that Ghana is using?
Okay, so this government, this particular administration, the New Patriotic Party government, have introduced some of the things that we call flagship programs. So one of them is planting for food and jobs, because we've realized that over the years, over the period, a lot of people think that if you are going to agriculture is meant for only the poor people. I remember when I wanted to read agric science at the senior high level, the first question my uncle asked me was that, why do you need to go to school to do agric? I mean, agriculture, you don't need to go to school. You can just get a land, get a cutlass, and you start farming. You don't need to go to school to become a farmer. So that has been the perception, that has been the ideas that we've had. And we think that you only go to school to find what we call the white-collar jobs. You go to the office, you put on tie, you put on suit, then it means that you've gone to school. But we want to change that narrative. We want to change that kind of attitude. So what this government has introduced is what we call planting for food and jobs. So it's to encourage the youth in particular to go into farming. So you are not only planting for food, but it is also to serve as job creation. So if you are crying that there are no jobs, there are people who are into farming, but they think that farming is not a job. So when they count themselves among unemployed, we want the youth to understand that farming is also a job that you can take to really work on. So the government has introduced a lot of initiatives and incentives to help people who go into farming. And some of the things are we give free fertilizers to be able to help for those who cannot afford fertilizer, because we have subsistence farming. But if you want to encourage large-scale farming, then you have to support commercial farming. You have to support as a government. So we have fertilizers that we give. We also have another flagship program that we call One Village, One Dam. That One Village, One Dam is to support the agriculture policy. The essence of it is that we are targeting the farmers in the northern part of Ghana, where we have only one season. In Ghana here, we have two seasons. We have the raining season and the dry season. Now, within the southern part, we have two farming seasons, but those in the north, they have only one farming season. So within the dry season, which is a long period, they are not able to go into farming. So we decided to get dike and dams, which will help with irrigation during the dry season for those in the northern part of Ghana as well. So that during the dry season, they'll be able to go into farming without waiting till the rainy season. So that's one thing we are doing to increase the production of food. And the interesting aspect of this whole thing is that this particular initiative, which is planting for food and job, is also connected to another flagship program, which we call One District, One Factory. One District, One Factory is the manufacturing aspect, which you mentioned earlier. Now, we need raw materials to be able to supply the factories. And some of these raw materials are agricultural raw materials. And we don't want the factories to run at only one season, whereby we'll say that only the season of farming and maybe during the dry season, the factories will be there, the manufacturing factories will be there, but they will not have the raw materials that they need to be able to produce their products. So the One Village, One Dam, which is one initiative, is supposed to provide irrigation system and water to the farmers to support the planting for food and jobs initiative. Then this planting for food and job initiative will also supply the raw materials that are needed for one district, one factory, which is the manufacturing industry, to be able to provide job opportunities for Ghanaians. So these are some of the initiatives that we bring on board to be able to help to make sure that our youth who are graduate and unemployed will be engaged. They'll have some form of employment. Either they'll go into the farming, which is supported by the government, or the manufacturing, which is the one district, one factory. So these are some of the things that we do to support the local economy, to support the youth, and to support at least the young ones, so that they will know that it is important to go to school. After school, there are things that you can do to be able to support yourself.
You know, it's so amazing. With such strategies in place to boost the economy of Ghana, not just that, you're investing in your youth. Like, do people even in Ghana want to travel abroad?
That's what we are trying to prevent or reduce, because naturally, you are an African, so you understand.
Yes.
Naturally, we Africans have a mentality that the best way to do better is when you travel abroad. But we want to encourage our youth to know that, look, the goodies are in Africa here. We have them in our own countries. After all, I mean, most of these developed countries, if you want to be very honest and objective, they are developed because they use we, the Africans, either our human resource or our raw materials or the natural resource that we have in Africa. These are the things that they use to develop their continent. So as much as possible, we try to encourage our youth that, look, you can make it right in Ghana here. Like the things that I've mentioned, these are initiatives to encourage the youth, to discourage them from going outside to look for greener pastures that do not exist, but just exist in our mind and our thoughts and our perception. So we are hoping that as much as possible, we'll minimize the immigration, how people just migrate from Ghana to other countries or European countries or Western countries.
You know, and it's not just these strategies that you have in place. When talking about electricity, for instance, or power in Ghana, like, you guys don't have any more worries. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, some time ago we had issues about energy crisis, electricity, but as much as possible, we try to resolve those issues, because we know that if you want a country to develop, it needs a continual, reliable power supply.
Right.
Fortunately, we've been able to resolve the issue of the energy, and now we have power. We have even excess production that we are able to send to other parts of countries. I mean, like Cote d'Ivoire and Togo and Burkina Faso, to support them as well. So we'll be able to invest so much in the energy sector to be able to resolve that issue of unreliable power supply. What we did and what we continue to do is to encourage private people to invest into energy production, power production. So we have a lot of power, what you call the PPA, power production agreement, that we sign with institutions, with organizations and individuals to be able to supply us with electricity. Unfortunately, like I said earlier, we have more than even enough. So now capacity is not an issue again. We are trying to extend, to take advantage of what we produce, to extend electricity to almost every remote area, every remote part of the country.
So I just want to remind those that are watching, if you have any questions, please put it in the comment box from our Facebook AfroSwag media platform, and we will make sure we address and give an answer to all your questions. Now, thank you for that answer, Dr. Frimpong. My next thing to comment on is the ease of doing business in Ghana. Ghana is number one when it comes to West Africa, right?
Yes.
How did that happen?
It wasn't easy. Like I said during the Chicago summit last 2 weeks, we are 114th the whole world, but we are not happy about it. We want to be among the top 10. So we are not complacent because we are number one in West Africa. We still want to drive forward to make sure that we are among the top 10 in the whole world. How it happened is deliberate, systematic effort, making sure we work towards it. We try as much as possible to make sure that things that serve as a hindrance to most of the investors are taken away. When it comes to, we try to digitize our economy. I mean, my boss, the vice president, says that we now have a digitized economy, and that's what we are trying to run. Everything is about digitization now, and that's what makes it easier for most of the investors and most of the business persons. Now, with company registration, for instance, you can just, all that you need is an internet. You go online, you fill your document, your form, everything, and then it makes it very easy. And like I said, it's a deliberate thing that we work towards. Now, we also have our offices desks. Ghana Investment Promotion Council is there. Ghana Export Promotion Authority is also there. All these agencies are there to provide the support for investors. And they are always available both online. We still have the physical offices that are also run. And that is what has helped us to be ranked as number one in West Africa. We try to do everything as much as possible, what we call a paperless. We are trying to run a paperless economy, a paperless system, where you don't need to fill a lot of forms with the paper, whereby you go to the office and so one paper is missing, they're not going to look for it. And once you do everything online, the soft copy is there, it can be traced, you sit at the comfort of your home, you do your registration, you get a feedback that is needed. Within the shortest possible time, you get all that you need to be able to run your business. And this is what has helped us to be ranked as number one in West Africa for ease of doing business.
That's amazing. Congratulations on that. And so, where does Ghana stand when it comes to transactions, cryptocurrency, and all that stuff? I know in Ghana right now, you don't even have to, carry money on you.
So, yeah, you don't need to. Now we have a system, what we call the mobile money platforms. And it has been so easy. Initially, you have to be on one network. So you can only transfer money from one network to the same, and someone on the same network. But now we'll be able to move from that to a different level, whereby it doesn't matter the network that the person is. I mean, the mobile communication network, it doesn't matter. You can always do transaction from one network to another. Even within the banking system, you can transfer money from your bank onto your mobile money wallet, or from your mobile money wallet onto your bank account. So now, I mean, financial transactions have become so easy. You don't need to go to the bank to go and queue. So it makes it easy. You can be in your house, in your office, at the comfort of your home, and do financial transaction. I mean, you can buy things and just pay. But all that you need is internet. Or even sometimes you don't even need internet. So it even makes it easier for those in the rural areas. Once you have a code, every mobile network has its code that you use for mobile money transaction. Once you use that mobile code, you don't need an internet, you just use it, and then you perform your transaction. So it has been so easy. And now, like you said, you don't need to carry bulk of money on you. Nobody needs to steal. I mean, they can't steal your money. Robbers cannot steal away from you because the money is on your phone. Even if they take the phone away, the password is in your mind. Once you get another phone, you can go on and do your transaction. So that was one of the things that even made it easier for businesses to run in this country.
Wow, that's amazing. So tell me, what about the African diaspora? Like some of us that found ourselves here in the US, what would you tell us, what advice you have for us? Is there, I know this is um, I'm asking many questions in one question. I'm just wondering, like, do you guys have any program for the diaspora?
Yes, we do. Last year we had what we call the Year of Return, where we encourage a lot of, I don't say Black Americans, but those in the diaspora to come back to their roots. And we believe that as Ghana, we can showcase what Africa has. And we believe that it's important that those of you in US, in Europe, I mean, outside Africa, should come back home and come and see what we have to offer, your roots, and come and help us develop your roots and develop your continent. Like I said earlier, no other person can come and develop Africa for us. We have to develop our own continent. So Ghana is taking the lead. As usual, we are pace setters. We are the star of Africa. We've taken the lead. Last year we did because we got a Year of Return. It's something we want to continue to encourage those in the diaspora to come back home, to help invest, and also help us to develop Africa. The president is so committed to this initiative to the extent that we have a whole desk, a diaspora desk at the office of the president. So the office of the president, we have a diaspora desk that takes care of all the diasporans, those who have interest in investing or coming back home. We have the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, which also does that all the same. But for the president to show his commitment in supporting and assisting those in the diaspora, he had decided to set a whole desk in his office to be able to assist. So I'll use this medium, this opportunity to encourage our brothers and sisters out there, come home. There's no place like home. Home sweet home. Come home. We are ready to support you. We are ready to assist you in any way to be able to establish yourself in Ghana and in Africa so that together we'll be able to develop our continent.
Wow, that's amazing. You've heard it. Come home, the African diaspora. Ghana is ready for you. The ease of doing business, even investing. It's amazing the work that you're doing. Now, tell me about your lectures. I know you're very involved in community projects as well as, tell me about it.
Okay, so personally, what I try to do is to encourage the youth. I'm also a youth. Per the definition of Ghana, youth is someone who is under 40 years. So once I'm under 40, I'm also a youth. And I believe that...
And you look very young.
Thank you. So I believe I have to use the opportunity that I've gotten to be able to encourage the young ones to also aspire higher, to know that looking at where I'm coming from and where I am now, they're also capable of reaching where I am and even higher. So anytime there are youth forum, I try to honor all these fora to be able to speak to the youth, to be able to encourage them, to be able to do things on their own and also believe in the system that we find ourselves. So I always honor speaking engagement that I'm invited to. And I also use Aliu Mahama Foundation as a vehicle, as a platform to encourage those in the deprived areas and for them to know that it's possible. Whatever that you intend to achieve, whatever that you plan, you are capable of doing that. So that's what I do in terms of lectures. I also speak on issues concerning the economy, just as I'm doing with you today. I also speak on that. I also speak on opportunities that are in Ghana for investors. And I'm involved in a couple of speaking engagements, both within Ghana and outside Ghana. I've honored a couple of invitations in Chicago, in particular in the US, where I use it as a platform to talk to people who have interest in investing in Africa and Ghana in particular. Like I said last 2 weeks, during one of those engagements, Most people out there, they see Africa as a country and not as a continent. So it's important to let them understand that Africa is a continent and not a country. And we are not doing that because we want to show division or because Ghana, we see ourselves as a star. So we want to look down upon other countries. No, but we just want to use it as a opportunity to educate them. Because they also have some perception that because some few African countries have issues with war, with democracy and other things, they tend to blend all of us together. And they say, as for Africa, it's a poor country, nothing good is in Africa, we only fight among ourselves. But it's important that we also saw the good picture of Africa. It's not all about poverty. It's not all about diseases. We have a lot. We have the natural resources, we have the human resources, human capital. If you want to talk about both, human intellectuals all over the world, I'm sure if you want to talk about, you want to count the top 10, definitely you see African descendants among those top 10. In any field, be it technology, be it engineering, be it manufacturing, be it finance, be it economics, you see
I believe we're having some connectivity issues. I don't know if I'm the one that is lost, if we lost him. We will take a quick break. Well, welcome back, everyone. This is AfroSwag Media and Magazine. Before we took the break, we had Dr. Frimpong from the Office of the Vice President of Ghana. I'll bring him back so that we can continue this very important and educative discussion. Welcome back, Dr. Frimpong.
Thank you.
All right, sorry about that. I think we had some technical issues, but I'm glad you're back. And we have few comments here. Oh, very educative. I think that's when you were talking about Africa. Are you there? Can you hear me? All right. I will let you continue.
Okay, so I was saying that when you look at most people who are doing very well, based on how we define how someone does well, Africans or African descendants will be among the top 10, if not number one, which means that we have a lot to offer. But unfortunately, because we don't tell our story as Africa, most people do not see us in that light. They only see us as poor, undeveloped continent, full of disease and poverty. I think it's time we tell our story. It's time we let the world know what we have to offer, the good things that are in Africa, the resources that we have, our tourism, and all those things that we have as a continent. It's important that we sell our story also to the world so that they'll see the good things that Africa has to offer.
You know, it's amazing. This is AfroSwag Media and Magazine, and this is all we are about. It's the ethnic wave. That's what we call the ethnic wave. Let's engage with one another. Let's narrate our own story and let's empower each other and one another. So I'm glad you're putting the emphasis on let's narrate and let's tell our own story, and that all we are about on this platform, Dr. Frimpong. It's amazing and it's a privilege to have you today. Spend all this time with us. Do you have any shout out, any last comment that you would like to make?
Well, I just want to thank you for this opportunity. And just as I've said earlier, I want to passionately appeal to all of us as Africans. Let's come together. Let's support our various governments, our various institutions to be able to develop our countries, our various countries within the continent. Let's come together. This after that has been said, let's support this initiative. Let's trade among ourselves. Let's see ourselves as one, because the only way we'll be able to help is when we are able to buy made in Africa products and also support our industries. If we want our industries to perform well, then we have to support them by purchasing their products. We shouldn't assume that only products from US or Europe are the best. We also have very good products in Africa. And once we engage ourselves in trade among ourselves, we'll be able to support our manufacturing industries, and we'll also be able to perform very well. Thank you.
Wow, that's amazing. What a best way to end this discussion. Well, thank you so much once again. I know you have a very busy schedule. I will let you go. And thank you so much, everybody that connected today. Thanks for watching. This was Afro Swag Media and Magazine. Until next, bye-bye.